Okay, P5 mock exam paper 1. Okay, question 1. 70,000 plus 9,000 plus 200 plus 5. Okay, how do we approach a question like this? You want to lay it down this way, okay? 70,000 and 9,000, 200, and lastly 5. Add the numbers up. It's 79205. So answer is option 3. Okay, question 2. The digit 4 in this number is in the what place? So observe digit 4. Is the 100,000s place. So the answer is option 4. Okay, question 3. How do you approach a question like this? Okay, if you see a mixed fraction, convert it to improper first. So we have 7 over 6, 4 over 3, and 3 over 2. Now we see the denominator, 632. So convert everything to 6. So this 7 over 6, this 8 over 6, and this is 9 over 6. So greatest to smallest will be firstly 1.5, followed by 8 over 6, which is 4 over 3, and lastly 7 over 6. So the answer here is option 3. Okay, so this is a logic-based question. Which of the following is likely to be the mass of a pair? It's obviously between option 1 and option 2. So option 2 is the most likely choice, okay? 120 grams. Question 5. Which decimal is greater than 0.08 but smaller than 0.17? So any number that's within 0.8 to 0.17 is the answer. So the answer is simply option number 2, 0.10. Okay. The next question, in the scale below, what is the value of A? To approach a question like this, what you need to do is count the intervals first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 intervals. I'm going to call them units instead. So 10 units represent. So from 2.0 till 2.5, 0.5 kg. So 1 unit will be 0.05 kg. Now, from the 2.5 till A, how many intervals are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So go find what is the value of the 4 intervals, 0.05 times 4, which is 0.2. So just take 2.5 plus 0.2, you should get 2.70, which is option 1. Okay, question 7. A solid cuboid has a height of 8 cm and a square base of sides 5 cm. Find its volume. Okay, so this one just take 5 times 5 because the square below. They just multiply 8. So you will get 200 cm cubed. So that is option number 2. Okay, question 8. A machine takes 2 minutes to print 6 posters at the same rate. How long will it take to print 48 posters? 6 posters, 2 minutes. So 48 posters, 6 times 8 is 48. So just take 2 minutes times 8. So 2 minutes times 8 will give you 16 minutes. So the answer is option number 3. Okay, question 9. It's an angle question. In the figure below, A, B, and C, D are straight lines. Okay. So when you're observing the options, right, you just eliminate as you go along. So the first option, angle R equals to angle U. So angle R equals to angle U. No, there's no vertically opposite angles when you talk about R and Q. So R and U. So we cancel option 1. Q plus R equals 180. Where's Q? Q plus R. So when you add the angles Q and R, it doesn't fully form the straight line, so it's not 180 degrees. Now the next one, QRS, QRS. Now when you add these 3 angles, it's part of the, it forms the full straight line angle from here till here. So this works. So the answer is option 3. But just do a final check whether option 4 is wrong. So QRST is 360, QRST. Without U, it's not 360, so you can eliminate 4. So answer is option 3. Option 10. Round off this to the nearest 1,000. Okay, observe the 1,000. So it's 7. Then look at the number next to it, 79 approaches 80. So the answer will be 88,000. Okay, option 3. Question 11, who is the tallest? Okay, so this 1.6 meters, this is written in meters and cm. The other one is just cm, and the other is written in mixed fraction. So what you want to do is you choose whichever configuration they're comfortable in. So for me personally, I would choose meters. So this is 1.6 meters, okay? Alright, this is 1.32 meters. This is 1.45 meters. And lastly, this is 1.5 meters. So observe this form. So obviously, Ali is the tallest. So option 1 is the answer. Okay, question 12. There are 24 yellow balloons and 56 purple balloons. What's the ratio of the purple to the yellow? All right, so just write 56 to 24. They're both multiples of 8. Divide by 8, you get 7. Divide by 8, you get 3. So answer is option 2. Question 13. Which of the following is the greatest in value? Okay. So before you go on to do this, right, 32 divided by 100, all this, right? So if you look at option 3 and option 4, it's 320 divided by 100. So we can cancel 1 0 and cancel 1 0. Here you can cancel 1 0. Here we can cancel 1 0. So when you do that, right, you will realize that option 1 and option 4, they are essentially the same thing, right? So you can just cancel them out. You're left with 2 and 3. One is 32 divided by 1,000, and the other is 32 divided by just 10. So which of the following is greatest in value? It is option 3. Two-thirds of a number is 12. What is half of the number? Now, always remember when you read a fraction, right? The noun that comes after the word of is your denominator. So the noun that comes after the word of is a number. So a number is the denominator, which is 3 units. Okay? And the 2 units represent 12. So 2 units is 12. 1 unit, so 12 divided by 2, which is 6. So the number that we're talking about is actually 18. What's half of 18? Half of 18 is 9. So the answer is option 2. Okay, 15. What's the least number of cubes to be added to the solid figure below to form a cuboid? Okay, so over here, there's 2 horizontally, there's 3 below, and vertically, there is 2. So 2, 3, 2. So 2 times 3 times 2 is 12. So of the 12, currently there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So how many more do you require? 12 minus 5, it's 7. So the answer is option 2. Okay, now let's move on to question 16. Okay, before you approach 16, always remember this. They go in order of importance. This is called bracket. The I part, right, it's more for secondary school. So just focus on bracket, then jump to decimal, multiplication, addition, subtraction. They go in order of importance, from the most important to the least important. So the most important is the bracket. So observe the bracket. This is 14. So you should write 50 minus 14 divided by 2 times 3. So next, do the division. 14 divided by 2, which is 7. Then put down times 3. Next, it's 50 minus 7 times 3. Next, you have to do the multiplication. So it's 21. So your final answer is 50 minus 21, which is 29. Question 17, capacity of container is 28 liters. Takes 7 minutes to fill it up. What's the rate of water? 7 minutes, 28 liters. 1 minute, 28 divided by 7, which is 4. Answers 4 liters per minute. Find the largest multiple of 8 that is smaller than 60. Just list out all the multiples of 8 till you exceed 60. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64. Now you exceeded 64, so this one don't need. So this is the answer, 56. Okay, find the value of 45 divided by 200. Express your answer as a fraction in its simplest form. So 45 divided by 200 can be written as 45 over 200. Top and bottom multiples of 5. So this will become 9 over 40. So the answer is 9 over 40. Express 4 whole 509 as a decimal, correct to 2 decimal places. So the 4 just stay, focus on the 5 over 9, right? So 5 divided by 9. 5 being smaller than 9, you put a 0 on top, then you put the decimal point. So 5 times 9 is 45. Bring down the 5. So it goes on forever, right? They only want up to 2 decimal places. So if they ask for 2 decimal places, you write up to 3 decimal places first. Do not forget the 4. So write the 4 here. After you write to 3 decimal places, then you round it off to 2 decimal places. So 4.56 is the answer. Okay, now let's move on to problem sums. Eric saved $20,000 in a bank for 1 year. Bank paid 2% interest at the end of each year. How much did he earn as interest at the end of the year? So they are not asking for the final total, just the interest. Okay. So just take 20,000 times 2 over 100. Okay. So what you can do is you can either do the cancellation, or first you want to just take 20,000 times 2, which is 40,000. Then you cancel the zeros. So answer simply 400. Okay, question 22. So Carla had 40 more chocolates than Jackson at first. So Jackson, being the one who has lesser, still gives Carla 10 chocolates. So in the end, now Carla has 5 times as many chocolates as Jackson. So this is how you can draw the model. Okay, so what Jackson did is he decides to give 10 more. I mean, not 10 more, but 10 of his to Carla. So Carla now gains the 10. Okay. Now for visualization's sake, right, what you can do is you can draw a model down again where you can now observe color being this size of the model. So draw exactly like how it is above. Huh? So color now got 10 more, right? So draw this part inclusive. Now for Jackson, right, he's now here, right? From here till here only, okay? So you stop till here without the 10. All right. So this is K. So in the end, they say that Color has 5 times as many chocolates as Jackson. So if Color has 5 units and Jackson is 1 unit, their difference will be 4 units. So write down here 4 units. Okay, so you'll be wondering, right? What is this 4 units? So let me just show you. If I were to show the exact size of the 4 units, do you realize it's actually 10 plus 40 plus 10? Do you see it? 10 plus 40 plus 10. So 4 units is actually 10 plus 40 plus 10, which is 60. So 1 unit will be 60 divided by 4, which is 15. So don't forget, Jackson in the end has only 1 unit, right? So 1 unit is 15. Done. Question 23. ABC is a right-angled triangle. Find the area of triangle ABC. Okay, so the formula for area of triangle is half times base times not just any height, but perpendicular height. So if you choose 10, right, there is no perpendicular height to 10, okay? However, if you choose 6, there is this part tells you that 6 and 8 are perpendicular to each other, right? So this can be the base, and this can be the height. So it's just half times 6 times 8. So the answer is 24 cm squared. Question 24. 2 pencils, 4 notebooks, $26. 4 pencils, 2 notebooks, $22. Find the cost of 1 notebook. Okay, so write down 2 pencils plus 4 notebook, $26. 4 pens plus 2 notebooks is $22. Okay, so find the cost of 1 notebook. So from here, I can divide this by 2 to get 2 pens and 1 notebook, which is $11. So I can subtract this with this now, okay? So on the side, right, let me show you 2 pens plus 4 notebook goes to $26. 2 pen plus 1 notebook is $11. So if you do a subtraction, these two will cancel each other out. You're just left with 3 notebooks. It's 26 minus 11, which is $15. So 1 notebook is just 15 divided by 3, which is $5. So the answer is $5. Okay, question 25. So Jen drew 3 ovals of different sizes in the ratio of 12, 10, 3. So the biggest oval is 12, then 10 is the one in the middle, and 3 is inside. So what fraction of the figure was unshaded? So if you look at the unshaded part, right, it's actually the middle oval minus the smallest oval. So unshaded. And if you look at the figure as a whole, it's actually a total of 12 units. You don't have to add them up. So the answer is simply 7/12. Okay. Now, if you look at how they charge for this rent, right? For the first hour, you have to pay $6. Every additional 30 minutes or less, you have to pay $2.50. So I give you an example. If you rent this bike for 1 hour and 30 minutes, you have to pay $6 plus $2.50. Now, if you rent the same bicycle for 1 hour and 1 minute, it is also $6 plus $2.50. So that's how it works, okay? So think of it this way. So after that first 1 hour, right? Anything more than zero, you have to pay 250. Cuts off at the 30th minute mark, then you pay 250 again. Okay. So 2 p.m. till 4:50 p.m. So let's take account for the first 1 hour. So it says until 3 p.m. And subsequently 3:30, 4 p.m., 4:30 p.m., and 4:50 p.m. Okay. So there's 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes. This is 20 minutes. Okay. So for the first 1 hour, pay $6. Then 1, 2, 3, inclusive of this, 4. So there are 4, 250. So you will get $16. So $16, yeah. So you have to pay $16 for the rental. Okay, 27. So name two pairs of roads that are parallel to each other. The most obvious one is the one that looks exactly horizontal, which is road C and road D. So write that down, road C and road D. Okay, the next one, right, if you observe this, is actually road E and road B. Okay, why are they parallels? Because you see from this point here, right, you go 1 square, then you go 2 squares up. Similarly, here you go 1 square and then 2 squares up. So this line has to be parallel to this line. So the other pair is road B and road E. So these are the two pairs. Okay. Now for this question, right, you have to look at it carefully. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So don't make the mistake of thinking this one, right? Okay. There are 5 intervals, total 10. So each interval is represented by 2. So this is 20, this 50, 52. This is 40. And this is 36. So part A, in which 1 month interval was there an increase in the number of books borrowed? So clearly it's from January to February because from 20 it jumped up 52, 32 more. So write down January and February. There were how many more books borrowed in March than April? Simply do subtraction 40 minus 36. You will get 4. Okay, now let's move on to question 29. Okay, now in question 29, right? Use a pencil to complete the drawing of the rhombus A, B, C, D. Okay, so if you look at it from here, right? Okay, so rhombus, all four sides has to be equal. Okay. So from here, right? If how does B travel to A? It goes 1 unit up here, 2 units, and 1, 2, 3. Okay. So what you can do is you can measure the length of this, and then you can draw it down this way. So 1, 2, 3. So you count 1, 2, 3, then you move in this direction. 1, 2. So you mark this point. And then from here you go 1, 2. Then you go 1, 2, 3. Then you mark this point. Just A, B, C, and D. Okay. Then from here you just connect them. So measure angle BAD, use your protractor and align it properly. You should measure this part over here. So it is 70 degrees. You should get 70 degrees. Okay, so whenever you see a question where the paper is flipped right, it means the shape is repeated twice, which means the shape that goes missing and folded up here are the same exact thing. This triangle is the same as this triangle. This is 90 degrees, this is 90 degrees. So what is this angle here? 180 degrees minus 90 minus 58. So that's 32 degrees. So if this 32 degrees, this angle here should also be 32 degrees. So therefore angle AFB goes to 90 minus 32 minus 32. You get 26 degrees.